Hello, Kindred. I hope we find you well this evening. It's been a few weeks since we've been around a table together at this point. We open with D. D, my dear. You open your eyes ever so slowly. You pull yourself out of that inky blackness that you know all too well. At first, you don't remember much. Everything's a bit of a jumble. As you're trying to pull your brain together, things slowly start to slip back into your mind. The bone collector returning. A long car ride. Someone at the door. An explosion. Being handed something. Bone collector taking, you think was an envelope. The reading of the letter. And then nothing. Everything faded to black in an instant. With computers and workstations now all around you from what you can make out, and cords snaking every which way on the ground, giving an almost futuristic feel to the room that you're in, you open your eyes and you realize that you're lying on the floor on top of a bunch of these snaking wires running through the place. Upon waking, you see an upturned table where files have been scattered. To your right, you see a photography area with a door. On the door, you see the words "Dark Room" and a warning label under it stating "Open with caution." The door is slightly ajar. There are a couple of cells that were magnetically opened at one point and seemingly untouched as a vaulted door. It looked like there was an attempt to enter via blowtorch, only to be left abandoned. To the left of you, you see a computer lab with a broken Faraday cage, a few sparks spraying over the cement flooring. A single whitewash lamplight, just washing the ground where a rather grotesque man in tattered clothing lay seemingly unconscious. It takes you a moment before you realize that this man seems to have the same build as your bone collector, but the face is different. It's far more beautiful, fairly ethereal, and the skin is, well, it's a little more seamless, almost unnaturally so. Cresting his brows are horns and what seems like the scales of a snake running along his cheeks and face. Even being a little groggy, as if you're waking from a long sleep. It'll probably take you a while to fully wake up, but your senses start to come back to you one by one. As your senses come back to you, your memories return to you, and you realize two things. Three things, rather. One, your coterie does not seem to be here. Two, it feels like you've been out for a while. And three, after a very long moment, that is actually the bone collector slumped over a workstation, almost as if he'd fallen unconscious there. Please make me a rouse check.
That's a 10.
10? That is a success. You do not rouse the beast. And we turn the floor over to you.
So looking around, it's kind of clear that I'm not in the same room that I read the letter in, right?
Taking a moment to think about things, analyzing things, running things over in your mind. This would be the actual room that you had read the letter in with the bone collector. This would be his workshop. This you would recognize.
Am I strapped to a chair or anything, or did I just, wake up on the ground?
You woke up on the ground. You are not strapped to anything as far as you can tell.
Do I feel any other pains physically, like a pain in my head or a pain, anywhere on my body?
You do not. You're just groggy, almost as if you had a really long sleep, or at least what you think a really long sleep would feel like for a human, and your thoughts are kind of jumbled, but you're able to kind of put things together.
Alright, I'm gonna go reach over to the collector and try waking him up a bit. I'm ignoring the fact that he has horns and scales. I've been seeing weirder shit at this point. Hey, Bones. And I'm like trying to shake him awake. Bones.
Bone collector, please make me a rouse check.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
2 points. Hungry.
2 points. Understood.
Hey, Bones. And like I'm also like patting him on the face awake. Bones.
I'm up.
And I help him up. What happened? And I'm gesturing the face. Is this what you normally like? Scaled horns on it?
He's not answering the question. I'm not answering the question right yet. I am looking around, seeing what happened, and then I'm going to roll for Mask of 1,000 Faces.
Please make your roll.
While he's getting himself, like, when he's waking up and what have you, I'm gonna turn on my heightened senses for hearing using aspects, because I don't know if there's anyone else in this room after seeing what I just saw.
You're turning on your senses for hearing?
For hearing, to see if I can hear anybody else in the room.
You hear nothing. Just the quiet hum of your Bone Collector's computers.
And then the
Okay.
slight thing of the things that were damaged, obviously.
Yep, and there is a slight rumbling, but it is not coming from this room.
So I did my rouse check. I succeeded on my rouse check. So now he does this, and the horns go away, but he still looks like he's pretty bloodied. So he looks human and bloodied rather than ethereal and bloodied. It's not finished.
What's not finished?
I'm not finished.
Oh,
It seems, and I'm looking around. It seems that we got broken into.
do you think maybe someone got here before we did? Because we weren't here. We haven't been here very long. Also, how long were we out?
I don't know, but we better find the others.
I look towards the computer screen to see if I still see the letter that was there.
The letter is still on the computer screen, just as you left it.
I'm going to look at the computer screen and take a look at the time and date.
Same day, different time.
How much time has passed?
Enough time for the daylight to have passed. It is now evening.
We slept for the whole day.
Let's go find the others, if they're still here.
Yeah. Also, we should probably be careful. And I point out the areas that look like that they've been touched by blowtorch, and some of the other damaged areas. We need to also get this fixed, and also be careful getting out. And if there's any security cameras in here, we should probably try and find if they've been tampered with.
First things first, our friends.
Yeah, let's get them. But before that, we have to be sure we're getting out of here safely.
Okay. You have aspects, yes?
I have hearing on, and so I can hear the hums and whatnot. There seems to be a bit of a rolling in what direction is it coming from?
Your rumbling sound is coming from... You can't quite pick out a direction.
It just sounds like it's happening all around us.
Yep.
It just sounds like there's this rumbling sound happening all around us outside this room.
Not the one I'm wanting you to do. Do you have aura perception?
I do not. I can heighten my senses, and then every once in a while. What?
Can you see the unseen?
The closest thing I have to that is probably being able to see things before they happen.
Premonition, that's not going to help us. Let's get up the stairs. We'll do a room check if we have to.
Yeah. And we go upstairs, I guess.
As you move up the stairs, as you get to the top, you encounter the basement door, and you manage to push it open with surprising ease. As you move through the door to the main level of the house, it occurs to you with your heightened hearing that the house is extremely quiet. You can't hear any of the normal noises that normally come from your crew in the house. Coming from the outside, however...
I kind of put a hand in front of Bone Collector to gesture keeping him behind me a little bit. As I hear...
You can hear what sounds like a torrential downpour, like rain, the occasional momentary flash that lights up your surroundings, followed by loud booms of thunder.
It's just lightning. Let's go.
I am being super fucking just right now because, I'm getting the feeling this storm might be acting as cover for whatever else is going on. I'm fucking paranoid right now.
Let's get to our friends first. Let's check the living room. Let's check the rooms.
As I'm going with Bones, I reach for my phone and I take a look to see if it has power to it.
Your phone does have power to it. It's about half dead.
Okay, I'm going to take out the stylus and I'm basically going to be sending a message to Marcus, Elijah, sending a message to the family group chat. Where the fuck are you all?
There is no response.
They might be just as much incapacitated as we were. Let's go find them.
As you move through the house, bringing you to the living room / sitting room. The sitting room of this house is a beautifully curated space that exudes an air of elegance and charm. As you enter the room, you are enveloped in rich tapestry of colors, textures, and intricate details. Overhead, a grand chandelier with dangling crystal prisms hangs from the high ceiling, catching the light and casting shimmering patterns on the walls. The chandelier is an opulent centerpiece, adding a touch of glamour to the room. The floor is adorned with dark hardwood, polished to a high shine, adding a sense of warmth, and a plush Persian rug with intricate patterns and deep hues of burgundy and gold that lie at the center, anchoring the seating area. The walls of the sitting room are adorned with textured wallpaper featuring intricate damask patterns in shades of gold and once again burgundy, further enhancing the rather Victorian side of the aesthetic that seems to be going on here. Delicate sconces with flickering electric candles, having long replaced actual candles but giving much the same effect, cast a soft glow, illuminating the room with a warm and inviting ambiance. Against one of the walls, a grand fireplace reaches towards the ceiling, crafted from rough-hewn stones, most likely mined from the mountains that surround you. They give the fireplace a rustic yet majestic appearance, and above the fireplace is a rather ornate mantelpiece which displays a collection of antique trinkets, including an intricately carved wooden clock, delicate porcelain figurines, and a vintage candelabra. To the left of the fireplace, there is a large bay window adorned with rich and heavy curtains in a deep crimson velvet. When the shutters are up, the window overlooks the rather scenic beauty of Jasper National Park. A small window seat with plush cushions provides what might be a cozy spot for contemplation or simply enjoying the view should one choose to do so. In the center of the room, around a coffee table made of dark mahogany, sits atop a Persian carpet. The table is adorned with an assortment of decorative items, a crystal vase filled with fresh flowers, a stack of leather-bound books, and a silver tray with a rather elegant tea set. Arranged around the coffee table are several plush armchairs and sofas, upholstered in luxurious fabrics that marry old Victorian and old Western frontier-type influences together almost seamlessly. Intricately carved wooden frames and sumptuous velvet upholstery in deep shades of burgundy, forest green, and navy blue lend an air of opulence to the seating area. This and these items, however, are not what catches your eye. Elizabeth, who doesn't appear to be moving, is slumped in a plush wingback chair situated near the fireplace. The chair is upholstered in rich emerald green velvet, its tufted backrest and its claw feet showing quite prominently. Valerie, also not moving, is sprawled on a chaise lounge positioned near the large bay window, a luxurious throw blanket beneath her. The chaise lounge is upholstered in a sumptuous deep red fabric, its scrolled armrests and decorative tassels adding once again to the Victorian flair. Very much Valerie style. Something that she would be proud of.
Including the outfit she's now wearing.
And then there's Ottilie. Once again, not moving. Seems to be on that cushioned seat near the window, or beneath the bay window. The seat itself is adorned with soft embroidered cushions in shades of gold and ivory, offering a comfortable and serene spot once again for contemplation.
I'm gonna take a good look around, make sure nothing's popping up, nothing else is popping up at me, and listening for anything out of the ordinary. And should everything be clear, should the coast be clear, I'm gonna start heading over to whoever is closest and start getting them woken up and tell Bones to help with that if he isn't already in the room with me.
I will get you to roll me intelligence plus investigation, please. Both of you.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Using willpower?
Yeah.
You take a point of superficial willpower damage.
Yep. 3 successes.
Jesus.
If you reroll dice, you are welcome to use your willpower to do so. But each time you do, it costs you superficial willpower damage. Unless you have none left, in which case it's aggravated. Three successes, thank you.
Roll. That's a 10 on my hunger dice.
D.
So I have a total of 5 successes and 1 fail. The successes are 7, 8, 9, 10, and 6. My failure is a 5.
There is nothing else that jumps out in this room. Nothing else that seems amiss. Other than your coterie members. Lying, or sitting as it were.
Who's closest?
To you? That would be Elizabeth.
She'll be the first one I get to as well.
Then I'm gonna go to Valerie.
We'll deal with one at a time.
Hey! Waking her up, taking her up, tapping her on the face.
Elizabeth, please make me a rouse check.
Alright. Come on, first rouse check of the season. Don't do me dirty!
I can't hear you.
We got 10. We got 10! Hell yeah!
You start to open your eyes, Elizabeth. You as well feel really groggy, almost as if you've had a really long sleep. You've been out for quite a while, and you don't seem to be able to form thoughts properly. You do know, however, somebody is urgently trying to get your attention.
Elizabeth! Liz! Tap, 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 tap on the face. Just like gentle tappings on the face. Hey!
Just a hand, just... What? Hand on D's face. Just...
Yeah.
Stop! Opens eyes. What is going on?
I don't know, but we apparently had a sleep through the day.
Comes to more of her senses. Wait, what?
Yeah, we apparently slept through the day. We're now in the evening. Like, it's still the same day. Like, we got here, like, just before the sun came up, and then all of a sudden, now we're in the evening.
We're going to move over to the Bone Collector.
I'm reaching down to slowly place my hand under Val's back of Val's head and attempting to lift her upright to wake her that way.
Would this work for you, Val?
I don't know. Let's see what side of the spectrum we're falling on tonight. Alright, it is a positive reaction, not a negative reaction. You don't get swatted.
Please make me a rouse check.
It's a 3!
You add a point of hunger.
It's
Your hunger
2
track.
total.
Oh, hey, it's twofers. We dual wielding over here. Hunger.
Twinsies!
Twinsies. Super serious.
Which leaves Ottilie.
And I guess Val is just kind of not a morning person.
Hungry?
As appetizing as I think it would be, I would probably drain you like one of those bag thingies the girls like. We don't want diablerie here.
You've done it before. I think you have the willpower to do it again.
Do I?
Do you?
Do you want me to roll for this willpower, whether or not I take it or turn it down, or it's up to me?
The willpower aspect of that would come in when you try to stop yourself.
All right, we're gonna give it a try. I have a feeling that doing things hungry is not gonna be good today.
Nope.
Nom.
So you bite down.
Ah.
It's not the best that you've had, but it's still quite decent. You know it's food.
And once I make sure that my rousing check twinsy is okay, I'm going to go to Alora. Or Onway.
1 second. Means you're feeding. Because it's the Bone Collector, I will allow you to take a point of hunger off of your track. But
Without killing him?
I'm also going to get you to make a composure and resolve check. Make sure you do it properly.
Also, shall I make another rouse check for that?
You're going to need to make another rouse check for that, yes. No successes. Any critical fails?
No critical fails, but I'm telling you right now, the rouse check's just 1. I am now at hunger 3.
And that is fine. You are at hunger 3. It's going to be a good night.
Okay, so
Oh no.
this is what we have. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, 2 of those are 10s.
So that automatically doubles, so you would have 9 if my math is correct.
And then 3 failures. But they're all just 3 and no 2. There's no, like, bad ones.
You managed to pull yourself away, not a problem. You don't quite let yourself go completely. You manage to retain a bit of awareness around you, and you know kind of exactly what's happening, how it's happening, and why it's happening. We're going to cut over to D, who I believe said was going for Ottilie.
Yeah, once I make sure that Elizabeth is okay, I'm gonna go get Ottilie next.
Try as he might, Ottilie is not waking at the moment.
Elizabeth? Ottilie's not waking up. Bones?
What?
Ottilie's not waking up.
Did we just lose track of the time, or were we, like, poisoned?
I have no idea.
You'd know if you were poisoned.
So did we just...
Oh, should make mention of this. Eval,
Yeah?
2 points
4.
to blood bonded.
Oh! Yeah, we're gonna have a chit-chat about that kind of stuff. This is the second time we've swapped blood, and that's gonna have consequences soon. At my age.
You mean it's already happening?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm really cool now. Wait, what? I'm just saying.
So it'll
You know,
send invites to. What's the season? What's the theme?
Do I have to start calling her Bone Mommy?
Okay, so about Ottilie.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Back to plot. Back to plot.
I try to wake her too.
No reaction. No response.
As he's doing that, I'm gonna start calling Marcus.
The phone rings. And rings. And rings.
In my heightened hearing, can I hear his phone go off somewhere in the house?
Yes, actually you can hear it coming from upstairs.
Elizabeth, can you come with me? I don't want to be alone right now.
I was just about to say, since Bone Collector's down here with Ottilie, I can do more assistance with the humans than vampires. We run.
If I recall correctly, Victoria was with me when we arrived at the house, yes?
She was.
I need to find her right now.
Go. I have Ottilie with us. So you go ahead. Check rooms, all of them.
I'm going to Marcus' room as I'm hearing his phone go off.
Intelligence plus investigation, please.
I'm assuming same for anyone doing any looking?
Anyone who's searching.
So hunger roll first. That's 2. Alright, so all successes. A 9, an 8, a 10, an 8, an 8, and a 7.
Who's next?
Fine.
What'd you get?
We have 6 successes, 2 10s,
Okay, that
And
doubles, it bumps you up to 8 successes.
and then 2 fails.
Okay, none of them critical fails or
Nope.
anything like that? Cool,
Hunger die was just a regular 6.
thank you.
Okay, so we have 3 successes and 1 fail, but the fail was just a 4. And then the hunger dice was a 2. So a fail.
So we're now in our 20s tonight.
So I'm a little hungry.
You move through the house. Through one room. And then through another. Dee and Elizabeth. And then through another. And then through a 4th room. These are all bedrooms. And all are empty. Valerie, you do not find what you are looking for.
I'm like at the tearing the house apart, frantically shouting her name kind of stage here. Like running around the house looking for her.
The house remains silent, and after a long moment you realize one inescapable fact. Victoria's not here.
Marcus's phone, where is it?
Sounds like it's coming from his room.
Yeah, and that's where I went to. Why is it empty?
He's not in his room.
Is that the same for all the humans or just Marcus?
As far as you can tell, there are no humans in this house.
I look for his phone.
It's on his dresser.
Does he have a password or lock pattern on it when it goes home?
Yes, but he's also giving you access to his phone. Give me 1 second, Valerie. I saw your hand. We're going to move over to Valerie.
So while I was looking around the house, did I notice any signs of struggles anywhere? Things missing? Things where they shouldn't be? Items that I know belong to her that she had, say, on the way here that are now abandoned? Anything like that?
You noticed nothing of the sort.
None of her belongings? Nothing?
Well, there's no signs of struggle. Her belongings are all still here.
If I was to smell the house, how faint is the human smell?
Using just your base abilities, and your normal sense of smell, you can't really smell her.
I'm gonna go back to the main room where I woke up in, and Grim.
Grim says he has nothing to do with this.
So is there anything of Victoria's that she was wearing on the way here, like a jacket, anything like that?
Not that you can find.
All right, then I'm gonna go on the chair I woke up in. I'm gonna touch it with spirit touch. Yes, that will require a rouse check, and it is an int and aspect.
Make your rouse check.
I'm hungry again. Fuck.
Make your int and aspects roll, please.
Okay. Ooh. Oh. All right. So right off the bat, we have 4 10s.
So 8 successes.
2, 3 8s.
8 successes plus 3 is 11.
And 3 more successes, so that would be
14.
Yeah.
14 successes. Congratulations. You touch the chair. You start to channel your abilities. And as you start trying to get a sense of what happened, it's just black. It's cold. It's lonely. Just black.
Not again! And I'm going to turn to Bone Daddy.
What's going on?
Something is disturbing our memories again. I see nothing.
Check with the others, see what they found.
I'm gonna go find the others.
I heard you shout downstairs. Nothing?
I tried to take a peek in what you would call the outer world to get a sense of what transpired during the day or to get us to this point, and nothing. Again, like when our memories were wiped. Fuck all! Nothing! Blackness! Bullshit!
Have you checked the garage? Is the car gone?
I have not, but I can tell you that if there were humans in this house, it was a long time ago.
D, you said it is the next day, right? We only slept for one day. Hasn't been multiple?
So D is in Marcus's room right now. The door to Marcus's room is open. So if Val had passed by Marcus's room on her way out, she would have seen D in there. So D is in the process of looking through Marcus's phone to see what she can find.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No extra notes or anything like that?
Nothing. It's like he just put it down and didn't pick it back up again.
I'm keeping his phone on me just in case, and to give to like Bone Collector to look through it to see if it's ever been tampered with. But as I come back out of Marcus's room, and then the other commotion, and then Elizabeth asking me that, I basically responded, no, we're still in the same day. We just slept through the daylight part. We're in the evening the same day.
Well, then our humans have not been here since the morning, at least, I would think. But yes, we should check the outside of the house. There's no point in searching inside anymore.
I'm gonna call the phones of the other humans to see if I can hear their phones go off.
Each respectively come from their rooms. Again,
I-
when you go to look, you find the phones on the dressers.
All of them on their dress.
Yep.
Is there a specific way that the phones are laid out that catches my eye? Like,
It's like they took the phone and literally just put it down.
but on the dresser specifically, because that's
The dressers in each of these rooms is the closest flat place to the door.
some people don't always put their phones on their dressers.
In this case, all of the phones are on the dressers. I love that this bothers you so much.
Here's a hint. Sniff the phone. Does it smell like Marcus?
I'm gonna switch my heightened senses from hearing to scent. And I'm gonna smell each of the phones.
Faintly, not enough to matter.
Like how faintly, like how long, can I tell how long the phones have been away from their respective
About 8 to 10 hours, but the amount of time you've been sleeping.
smelling the dressers now, going back, investigating the dressers with my heightened sense of smell. Do I smell anything else?
You smell clothes, you smell wood, you smell... I mean, for the clothes that are normally worn, you smell them, but again, the scent is muted. In some cases, you smell whatever laundry detergent they use to clean their clothes with. Give me one sec, we're going to go down the line, because I believe Elizabeth had a thing.
We just moved in. There's not going to be a lot of scent here.
At least in the room themselves, individual belongings, maybe. I
think
but
we have to go outside and investigate. We've torn the house.
It's storing himself. Any of our heightened senses involving smell is going to be muddled by the rain.
not as much. We're further away from the city now. That's the joy of the countryside.
I'm going to move over to the Bone Collector. See what he's up to down in the sitting room.
Pulls out his phone and texts the girls. Back in the living room, please. Send.
And your phone's ding.
Mine's probably dead.
Yeah, probably, but you hear the other two ding.
My phone.
Your phones are on you.
What was the ding?
Literally, it's from the Bone Collector. It says, back to the living room, please.
Okay. I let the others know when we head back to the living room.
Let's go.
You make your way back down, and the Bone Collector is standing there with a piece of paper in his hands.
What does it say?
He hands it to D. Read it to him. They deserve to know.
So, before we all had our unexpected daytime nap, Bone Collector and I investigated the letter that we were given, and this is what it reads. I don't have much time. I have procured information about a possible cure for your vampirism. I have sent my best scout out to find you, to deliver this letter. Time is of the essence. If you are wanting to be cured, there will be a shipment of this antidote is heading out of the city tonight by 10 p.m. via Brinks, heading on west on Highway 16. If you don't, you'll miss your opportunity on Highway 16. It does go south on I-5. Upon this letter, I will come to you in good spirits. Stay out of the wafers and good luck. I think I will have to go dark for some time. It may that they may be growing suspicious of my activities. So I don't have much time. Do not contact me until I contact you again. If you have any questions or concerns, please relay them to a nerd known to be Little John. Be careful of the sheriff. He may be on to me. Take care.
About this time, I'm getting up and I'm picking up Audley. We have no time left.
Sincerely, Polly. And I look at my phone, check on it.
You check the time. About an hour and a half until that truck.
I don't know what's going on, but that location in that time is an hour and a half. Or about an hour and a half from that location time.
It's about an hour and a half until the truck reaches that point that was noted. It's not going to take you an hour and a half to get there.
It basically we
Pull
have
up.
to get that spot in an hour and a half.
So let's get over there. At least we can work on a plan of action.
What do we do with Audley?
Audley's coming with.
We bring her with us. We can't leave her behind to wake up by herself.
Yeah,
Remember the last few times you guys let that happen? What happened?
She
Yeah.
went wandering on her own and caused more trouble.
And thus, I'm bringing her with.
Okay, we're gonna need. I don't know if you're okay with how you're carrying her, but I think backpack style.
She's going to remain in the vehicle.
And about that time, as you're discussing what to do, you're gesturing a fair bit. Yeah?
When you talk, you're a hand talker.
Your hands are moving, yeah?
Yeah.
That piece of paper in your hands happens to brush at your Valerie. There's a flash. You're pulled out of the room, Valerie. You see, kind of like a bright light exuding comfort and warmth. Fire almost, like the fireplace. You see the letter being held up in front of this source of warmth. And then you see it start to shift before you are thrown right back into the living room with the others.
I'm assuming no one noticed that. It was like a split second kind
It
of
was
thing.
like split second.
I'm still walking with her. Princess carried Audley.
And see from beside you, you're going to see Val just snatch that letter out of your hand with a thumb whistle.
It's too quick for me to... I'm allowing her to have that. I remember the last time I messed with her with paper.
And I'm gonna I'm not like crinkling the paper, but I've got like a death grip on this thing.
Yep.
And I am willing to get a sense of this thing one more time to try and dig deeper.
Again, you're pulled out of the room. You see the piece of paper, you see the fireplace. It's not in the fireplace, it's in front of it. Coziest spot in the room. And as you watch, that letter starts to shift a little bit before throwing you right back into the room where you are.
Do I recognize the room with the fireplace?
It's the one you're standing in.
You said there was a hand holding it?
It's like you're holding the letter almost.
Oh, okay. You hear another frustrated growl, and Val just kind of whips the letter back at you. Useless!
Make me an intelligence roll.
What are you trying to do, Val?
We have 4 successes, 1 fail, 1 10.
That'll do. Even with your frustration, there's something about the heat. Being that close to the fire, the letter starts to react a little bit.
Do you tell anybody this?
Not yet. We have to process the information. I'm assuming we're near the cars by now.
No.
No.
I assume that you stopped in the living room. At least that's the image that I had as you were trying to investigate this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm turning around because I'm seeing you do some weird things with the paper right now. Like, you grabbed it away, snatched it like you had purpose. And I'm curious now, well, why'd you do that, Val?
There's something more to this.
Something more. What do you mean?
Sometimes I get feelings, pictures from things I touch. It was in this room, but the fire was on and it was warm, and I got, it was... She looks at the letter again. Is the fireplace on by chance?
At the moment, no.
Was there
Turn
something
the
different
fire
about
on.
this paper as the fire was on?
Elizabeth, can you turn on the fireplace, please? It's just right there, the knob there, and just a little pilot right there. Please, just turn it on.
The fire bursts forth to life in your fireplace, casting a rather warm, inviting glow to whoever might be in front of it. Lighting the room up. At one point, this would have heated this entire room.
Show me what you saw, or enact what you saw.
I hand Val back.
It was in this room. The fire was on.
Where were you?
I'm not... And she's gonna sort of drift off as she's repicturing the scene in her head and walk towards the fireplace. She's just kind of kneel in front of it and to hold up the paper right in front of the light, as close to the glass as I can get, kind of thing.
The heat from the fire embraces you, brings you in, warms you. Just like it warms the paper. And then the words start to shift.
Look!
Change. There's more there than there was.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what does it say now?
As it's changing, I'm dedicating every ounce of my memory to making sure I memorize whatever's happening.
The words on the paper are more than there was before. As you read, I don't have much time. I've procured information about a possible cure for your vampirism. I've sent a runner to you to deliver this letter. Time is absolutely of the essence here. If you are wanting to be cured, the information that I have acquired shows there will be a shipment of something relating to a possible antidote. The information suggests that it will be transported out of the city tonight in a Brinks armored truck. If this information is to be believed, which I think it can be, as the source is fairly reliable, the truck will be heading west on Highway 16. If you miss your opportunity on Highway 16, there will be another chance to catch the vehicle again going south on I-5. I hope this letter finds you in decent spirits. And somebody tell Allura to stay the hell out of the wafers. There's a chance I may have to cut off communication for a bit, but that is unsure at this time, as I'm also aware that I am being watched and scrutinized. If you need to ask me any questions, best to try to do it in person first. You know where to find me. If I, for whatever reason, am unreachable through my own actions or not, you can seek out another who appears when the sky is red. They'll be able to guide you to a place where the Holy Spirit resides. Tell M that Friar Tuck sent you. Watch out for the sheriff. Above all, trust no one and watch your backs. The sheriff's greed knows no bounds. Sincerely, Father D.
What's it say?
It was just read.
Power word blah.
I like doing that. I love doing that. But after this whole elaborate thing, what's it say?
As so there's nothing else that appears on the paper now.
Just a sigil of a cross next to Father Douglas's name.
I'm gonna get up and walk away from the fire. Does the new lettering stay, or does it fade as it cools?
It fades as it cools.
I have no interest in something ridiculous like a cure. However, something is going on, and I'd like to know what the hell it is.
Then follow me. Bone Collector is going back down to the basement, carrying Audley still.
How much time do we have left? I checked the phone.
It's only been about 5-10 minutes. You have a bit of time.
I'm gonna just switch back my aspects, my heightened senses to hearing again. I am not I don't like anything that's going on right now, and I want to keep at least an ear out if anything starts coming at us.
You hear the thunder crashing outside, the pounding of the rain. You hear your friends in your coterie moving around. You don't really hear anything other than that.
Breathing of humans or anything like that.
Nope.
Who's following? We get to the vault door, and he unlocks it. And as he pulls it open, it's one of those magnetic locks that he has to do 2 valve unlockings, of which it just goes and it's actually mechanically going open. Inside is an armory filled with various amounts of weaponry, including shotguns, assault rifles, handguns, knives. There's even some rope.
Gotta have the rope.
Kind of got in my room if you needed that.
Different kind of rope, sweetie.
Yours may be medium tooth. This is heavy duty.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me while I know, as he pulls down a book and tosses it to Val, it is essentially the expert level series of Shibari.
Ooh, keep that later.
He grabs 3 bags and he tosses 1 to each. Fill it up.
We're gonna go one at a time.
Anyway, kind of just look at bag, look at wall, look at bag, look at wall. What are we doing?
Well, we're going to find out what this truck contains.
And we're going to need protection. It seems like someone might be hunting us, or at least fucking with us.
And they may have information of who it is.
They may even also have our humans.
Just grabs like a nice spread of weaponry, nice charcuterie board of murder, and just starts like giving them the respect as like surgical instruments, just like trying to like grab them and put them in the bag. Grabs extra ammo as well, just like in case we need it, you know. The Girl Scout is just like, in case we need it, puts it in the bag.
Don't get the rope.
Elizabeth. He points to one side. There's a first aid kit and a surgical tool kit.
Yeah, I'm a little better with scalpels and knives. Just like opens bag, just.
And a trauma kit.
Oh, there's enough trauma in this room. We don't need the fucking kit. Detaches it all.
No?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just imagining that like all these weapons are on like pegs, like when you get gummy bears at the convenience store. Just like
Yep.
like puts it in bag, puts it in bag, puts it in the bag.
I notice Elizabeth not grabbing any of the medical shit, even though she is the medic of this group. So I'm going to grab the medical shit and put it in my bag. And then I'm also going to grab myself a thing of rope. And then grab a thing of rope for Elizabeth for her bag. And a thing of rope for Val for bag. Everyone needs rope. And then for weapons, I'm going to give myself a couple of handguns, and if they're around. And then taking a look through, do any of them look like they would have a softer recoil?
Your best bet is probably a Glock.
I know that there are certain types of shotguns that do have soft recoil, like hunting rifles.
Yeah, there is. There's a Remington.
If there's a Mossberg, you should grab it.
There
Yeah,
is.
Okay, cool. Mossberg and Remington. And then a couple of standard handguns, if there are any.
Your elder vampire, who was just a minute ago extremely confident and ready to go, is looking at the room of murder, slightly, obviously out of her element.
Okay.
She's looking at the bag, and Bone Daddy quietly go up to him and just like, I haven't used a weapon since bow and arrows.
Even for you, Valerie. You might be out of your element, a little uncomfortable in this room. It's still a fairly impressive sight and beautiful in its own right. Again, it might enrapture you just a little bit, but not enough to take away your attention from what needs to happen. But it definitely catches your eye.
It's nice here, and I'd like to get to know all these shinies, but we don't have time for me to learn how to use all the shinies.
Reaches over, grabs what would look like a modern day version of a crossbow. This is what you're used to.
Oh, well, this I can know.
Here's 3 quivers full of those bolts. Don't forget the rope.
Who do you think I am?
As he says, don't forget the rope, I hand Val her own thing of rope.
You never know what you're going to need the rope for. You just know you're going to need it.
As you all prepare yourselves, we're going to slowly fade. because this episode is coming to an end.